After the Green Army beach invasion, the Red Troopers had to back up onto the hillside and set up defenses. They were getting pushed back at a rapid pace, and they needed to stop it now. But the Green Army had other plans in mind. They brought forth new vehicles and fresh troopers. The casualties had been high, but they were doubling down. This island jungle invasion would end in victory if it was the last thing they did. Yo, what's going on, gamers? It's your boy, Daily Tactics here, and today we are back with some more Men of War Assault Squad 2, the Army Men of War mod. And in today's video, we are doing the sequel to the last battle we just ran in this mod, where the Green Army came and did a beach invasion over this way. Now, the Green Army has more troopers further up on the beach in the areas they captured, essentially, as well as some flanking troopers coming around these sand dunes over here. Now, the Red Army has retreated back, and they've also regrouped and gotten more soldiers to the front lines. So, they have a large number of infantry troopers all throughout this hillside, in the trees. When the trees start speaking plastic, you know you're in some trouble, baby. And they've got two very large anti-tank guns up top here that they need to keep alive at all costs to fight against the M18s, M19s, and M24 chaffies that the Greens are also bringing up. Either way, guys, if you enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button. It helps me out a ton in the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're working our way towards 500K, hoping to hit it by the end of 2022. And comment down below if you think we should have a part 3. Whatever happens, you know, if the Reds win, we could have the Red counterattack, and if the Greens win, we could have them continue further into the island over this way towards that military base. Either way, let me know in the comments what you would like to happen. Let's get into the video, baby. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2, all of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Alrighty then, gamers, let's get right on into the battle here. Let's go in slow-mo for the start. It could be a little bit laggy. This map, for some reason, is quite laggy, in fact, and I'm not entirely sure why. It's not exactly a very elaborate map or anything like that. Perhaps it's the bright colors or something like that. I'm not totally sure. Either way, we've already got engagements happening, baby, on the battlefield. The only casualty is this man's helmet. His officer is going to be really annoyed when he has to replace that later on, logistics-wise. If they survive, you know, maybe they'll just both die, and, you know, then logistics doesn't really have to deal with another helmet loss, and, you know, there's the cost of the army and all the supplies they use, man. And these poor logistics people, they gotta take the brunt of it. You know, this guy might lose his life, but these logistics people might have to explain to their boss that they have to buy another helmet, and that's a whole ordeal. It must be difficult. Either way, what we got going on right now is the Reds getting pretty pinned down at their bottom floor defenses here. Trying to get like a cool zoom in. Oh, yes, that's so cool looking. I love this 50 cal right here. Go off, King. Yes, that's so sick. Yeah, definitely the Reds are very, very pinned down in their front lines right now. It's their weakest line by far. The ones further back are definitely a little bit better off on this battlefield because they've got more troopers in there consolidated. They've got the high ground. Just overall, a lot of good stuff going on the next few lines. And the poor saps who got these bottom lines, they ain't doing so hot, Chief. They ain't doing so hot. By the way, on the last Army Men battle that I did, I got a lot of people questioning about the Army Men book I'm working on. And actually, that was really cool to see that people were genuinely really interested in that coming out. I didn't think a lot of people would remember that I'm working on that and stuff like that, but I am. And yeah, I actually released a little snippet of it earlier this week, which was kind of cool. So essentially, I was working on this long narrative, like full-on book story of Army Men Civil War, and I'm about 3/4 of the way through that, but I really realized I didn't have a lot of feedback on my writing. And so I decided to put that project on hold and instead work on some Army Men short stories and make a little compilation book of Army Men short stories throughout the years of the Army Men Backyard Wars and things like that. And so actually that's available right now on my podcast. Episode 1 is at the very least, and it's an Army Men war story sort of roughly based on World War I trench warfare and things like that. So if you want to go give that a listen and give me some feedback on my writing there, that would be awesome. I've already gotten some great feedback about, how I can better explain things and stuff like that. So I'm super hyped to have released my first little piece of writing at the very least over there. It's also available on YouTube on my channel, Professor Daily. And I'm planning on doing a couple more episodes of that as well on the podcast, releasing a few more chapters before I release excuse me, the full storybook of short stories on Army Men. So that's sort of my plan, is to release that short stories book of Army Men battles and, little moments in Army Men history. And then once I get some good feedback on that and I see what works, what doesn't work, what people like, what people don't like, that sort of a thing, then I'm going to go ahead and finish the total Army Men narrative book, Army Men Civil War. So really, really hyped about that. Thank you guys for your interest. Straight up, that's so nice of y'all to remember that and be excited for that, because this is, a big project I've been working on for a while, so it's really cool to see actual genuine interest in that kind of a thing. So, thank you guys. It means a lot, and there will be more information to come on that. I'm hoping to release episode 2 sometime in the next week, and of course I'll let you guys know on Discord and maybe on the YouTube community tab, something like that, for when that is released. But yes, that is still being worked on actively. It just takes a little while for me to write. Either way, right now the Green Soldiers are making big headway over here on the left, although 2 M24 Chappies have gone down, and they have an M18 Hellcat still alive over here. I'm not entirely sure why some of these rocket troopers up here don't just shoot it dead. Unless that guy's out of rockets or something like that, but there's another guy over here with an RPG. I think he's got an angle on it. Maybe not. Maybe that's a little too, maybe that's a little too tough. I'm not sure. But, take this thing out. Easy clap. There you go. There's another vehicle dead. But right now it's mainly infantry pressuring over this way. Over on this side of the battlefield right now, the Reds are actually doing a really, really good defense, especially over in this bridge area. Tons and tons of Army Men soldiers have died to red bullets coming out from over here. Also in the water over here, they have a large number of troopers just under just extremely heavy suppressive fire right now, which is preventing them from coming forward. So it seems like the left side of the battlefield, the Reds are looking good, baby. They're looking Gucci, my dudes. But then on the right side, the Reds are getting their salads tossed just a little bit. If we look at the minimap right now, blue on the top left here are the Green Soldiers left alive, and red are the Red Soldiers left alive. There's definitely still more Green Soldiers remaining than Red Soldiers. However, there's a lot more battle to go through. It seems like actually both of the red anti-tank guns up here did end up getting shot down at some point during this battle. They're not exploded or anything like that, so I'm wondering if they were simply killed by light machine gun fire or something along those lines. However, I'm not too concerned for the Red Army because they do have plenty of RPG troopers still alive and willing to get shots off. Ooh, big charge coming over here. Look at this, a massive amount of Green Soldiers all pushing this hillside at once. This is a really, really good way to push up this hill in mass, just shove a ton of troopers up there and just start spamming fire, trying to suppress Reds, and then do a little leapfrogging forward to the next wall after that, and that looks like that is what they are going to do. So this is a good push from the Greens, way better than trickling in one soldier at a time and losing all of them. The only critique I would have is maybe split them up a little bit more because they're pretty clustered, and we can see that red RPGs are firing, so if a RPG shot hit right around here, it would kill massive amounts of troopers. It would be mass CAS all over the place, and that would be a major problem for the Green Soldiers. That has not happened yet, though, so maybe that's something the Reds want to consider doing. But for now, big push by the Greens. Reds really struggling to hold that little defense over there, and many of them going down, but still lots of reds further back for them. That's the problem with this hill defense for the greens, is that it's so tiered up that every level of resistance just has a ton of troopers waiting for them to come to the next sort of choke point, I suppose. Big grenading potential over here for these red soldiers, but they're all really suppressed, and I think very fearful of popping their heads up and even attempting any sort of grenade combat here. So the reds over this way really ducking down, and the greens are almost on just like a warpath right now. Just absolutely gunning it forward, not even stopping to catch their breaths here. They are just full on yoting on forward. Let's bump it up a speed here as the Reds continue their defense. They still have a ton of soldiers left alive on this left side of the hill over here, but the Greens are rolling right now. The Reds are getting barely any kills, and the Greens are now just absolutely cruising through with massive numbers of troopers all at once. A really bad omen for the Red defense here. You know, I kind of thought for a moment there that perhaps the Reds would be able to get a swift victory here, especially with their performance over on this left side over this way. But now that we're seeing these Greens just absolutely butcher tons and tons of red troopers, it is looking very bad. There we go. That was a decent RPG shot right there from the Reds. We need to be seeing more of that from those boys. And then we've got all that wall of Reds over that way firing in at the wall of Greens over here. However, those Reds are sort of set up to be facing the other direction in terms of their defenses, so they're kind of open to getting shot here with little cover, and the Greens are actually using the red cover against them over here. A bit of a problem. We got some trees falling from explosions. We've got muzzle flyer flying everywhere. This is truly brutal. And look, these Greens over here who were getting butchered, they seem to be actually coming out of the woodwork and pushing forward now, since the Reds are sort of distracted with these troopers over here. So we're getting the next little area of the battlefield involved here, causing even more problems for the Red troopers. They held for a solid 6 or 7 minutes there with very few actual problems, and then it was just pandemonium for the Red army. Just absolutely getting crushed left and right and having very little hope for survival here. And that is looking like probably going to be a GG for the Reds here. We got another tank up this way. These tanks have been very smart, in fact. Okay, that one just died. Or did it? Oh, no. Yep, the crew is bailing out right there. That did die. But I was going to say, a lot of those Hellcats were pretty smart, almost using themselves as artillery instead of actual tanks, and positioning themselves further back from the front lines so they wouldn't get pinned by any RPG troopers or anything along those lines. Either way, we do sort of have a Red last stand back here of a number of Red troopers in this small sandbag, you know, holdout area here. Not a lot of them, but definitely a decent amount to get some kills on these Green soldiers, hopefully. But the Greens are coming from up top, from the left, from the middle. It is a hodgepodge of Green attacks going on right now, and the Reds are going to have to do everything in their power to stop them, and I just don't think they have it at this point. I think they are too far gone to possibly get a victory here at this point, so they just want to take as many Greens with them as they possibly can at this juncture in the battle. So if the Greens do end up winning this, and I do think that the Greens will win, do you guys want to see another Red holdout farther back, way back there? And I could really make this one grand, you know? I could give the Reds a ton of vehicles, a ton of defenses, and the Greens a ton of vehicles and a ton of assault troopers and things like that, because, you know, it would be sort of like the finale, the end of the line, the end of the map that the Reds are trying to defend. So they're putting everything they've got into it. I'm not sure if you guys want to see that, but let me know in the comment section below. There's just a few Reds over here, all suppressed right now, and the Greens are coming up over the top and basically executing them right there, and they get all of the kills. And, oh, wait, there's still one Red here. He's got 4 infantry kills and 1 vehicle kill, but he does end up going down. So that's going to be it for this video. If we can see here, Red are Green deaths and yellow are dead Red deaths. I know that's a little bit confusing, but as you can see, I mean, over here was the main problem. The Reds got almost no kills over here on the Greens. Meanwhile, like over in this area they did decent, and over here they did amazing, but then this side of the battlefield just resulted in them capitulating super fast afterwards. It was a major problem this side of the battlefield for the Red army. This flank fell and then the rest fell. Absolutely brutal. Either way, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if you'd like to see some more. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.